fantastic display on that, Delhi trying to play the 3-5-2 system, and Raengdai also trying to put in a lot of men in that midfield, 4-2-3-1. It's going to be a battle for the midfield, and both the coaches, Joythan Singh on the screen over here, will be the man really wanting his team, who has done so much of hard work and believed in themselves to really get on that stage and really ponder to try and stop the scoring from Sporting Club Delhi.
Indeed so. A lot of firepower from Sporting Club Delhi. And playing like the big ones in the tournament would want to go further into the semis and then the final and then grab the trophy. But Raengdai have a dream in their eyes. A dream they want to turn into reality and turn their first entry into the tournament into a memorable one. It already is, but more so it'll be if they manage to get hold of that coveted trophy, the coveted crown.
Yeah, wonderful start here to this opening of the quarterfinals. You've seen Ashutosh on the right simply getting up whenever he gets the ball, puts more men into the attack. It's going to be interesting how this midfield is going to pan, whether they'll give that space in the middle to operate over there or whether they will go through the wings.
And straight away into the box, Sporting Club Delhi attacking from left to right. Raengdai in their yellow stripes, bright from right to left. One common factor what we've seen throughout the group stage games is that Raengdai, they do not keep majority of the possession. But whenever they move into attack, whenever they have the ball rather, they play forward passes in plenty and quickly transition into attack.
Yeah, that's exactly what they will look forward, because they've got that man over there, Dole, the man who's got the control, the speed, the first touch, which is very required for the strikers, and he can finish clinically. And what else do you want? The vertical passes will be something that we see of Raengdai. If they can really get onto it, they've got Amarjit up front along with him, and Chewingham Pao, Naresh Singh on the wide. They can trouble.
Here they come from the right. Their first attack of the game. Middle Tole as Amarjit in support. A little check back. Chopped in easy by Azhar. Ayman's return will also be a key for Sporting Club Delhi. But for that, they had to sacrifice a foreign midfielder.
Yeah, very interesting here. As you see, Ayman on the left, always waiting to get on. Azhar will be always on the ball, just screening in front of the defenders. A very vital position over here. He's one man who can really put the ball on the wide. His diagonal passes are something that the strikers, Rodrigo and Penna, will look forward to.
Ayman right now is playing down the right. There's Azhar. The two brothers who have earned fame over the years, especially during their Kerala Blasters days. And now with Thomas Shaw's moving to Sporting Club Delhi, he's brought those two lethal weapons with him. Time for transition for Raengdai. Just away from Middle Dole.
And an interception there in that middle of the park. That's going to be very interesting. Kishan Singh and Guy Swangmai, both of them are going to be vital over there because they sit in front of the defense. They will have that block. And whenever they get the ball, they just put that ball up. So the Naresh, Chewingham Pao, and Midul will be on the attack. And that's going to be the game over here today. Whoever really controls that midfield is going to really have an advantage.
A tough ask, isn't it? Indian midfield from Sporting Club Delhi, of course, with Azhar, Ayman, Namte, and then Kishan, Kaiswangmei and Amarjit. More of Kishan and Kaiswangmei in that midfield role because Amarjit likes to move up, actually join attack. Taifaba. to keep possession. I've been surprised to see the exclusion of John Akamei from Raengdai's lineup. He's been the most effective in that defense line against Niroka, even though they conceded a lot of goals that day, having to play with 9 men on the pitch eventually. But apart from that, he's the one who scored their only goal. And he was leading the side from the back. We have to wait to get to that discussion because Middletore was driving in down the right. Just a goal kick, looks like.
That was strong tackle from the defender. He simply gets in pace. He knows that this guy, if he gets the ball and a little space, his acceleration is absolutely brilliant to get past the defenders. But well done there by Durand.
Yeah, he's a happy centre-back. Durand Philip Mena. And why I say happy is because his defenders conceded just 2. And he's got the goal in the previous game.
High pressing there from Raengdai. FC Raengdai has shown that they are meaning business over here right from the word go. They have just kept that possession. Generally we see them play more vertical passes, but the 3, 4, 5 passes in the middle shows that they have that space that is required, and there's no much of pressure from Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, I think they've done their homework, because Sporting Club Delhi generally like to sit and wait for mistakes and then pounce on them. And here's a lazy touch from Ayman. Very unfamiliar from him. But now it's back with Sporting Club Delhi. Generally the one superior in position.
So I need to go long way from home, someplace where I'm not comfortable. Out on the water, I close my eyes and cast a line to the unknown.
That's what we've seen in the group stages, but it's a different stage, a different opponent, one they've never faced.
So I'm here to go long way from home, someplace where I'm not comfortable. Out on the water, I close my eyes and cast a line to the unknown.
Manoj. Lovely touch from Azhar to turn. Finds Ayman, who goes with the outside of the boot to find Coco. He's seen the options in the area. Free header at the far post. Sebastian Pena, his eyes lit up, but the target wasn't to be found this time.
And that was a great ball from Gogo. Simply when he gets the ball, it looks on top, it looks wide. Now, if you look at that, 3 red shirts from behind trying to attack the ball and nobody there man marking him. What a fantastic leap. That head just couldn't hit the target. That would have been something for the goalkeeper to test.
He's got 3 goals already before this game. For Sebastian Pena. 3 goals for Namte as well. So there are goal scorers, and he could have got his 4th and very early lead for Sporting Club Delhi. Because they'll keep creating chances, with Rodriguino having scored 6 up front. So right from above Azhar, you have a lot of goal scorers moving up.
Very true, because when we talk about games, we want to know about combinations, and that's what we want to see. Pena and Rodriguino up front over there, how they will pan and combine themselves, because they've got very good Gogo on one side and Ayman on the other side, to give them the balls from the cross.
Well read by Gogo, just anticipated it so well. Now Namte. Ayman. He's loving that idea of using the outside of his boot today. Not a great clearance. Could have called upon trouble, but cleared before that. Now they have a chance to move into that transition quick. Kishan. And no one on the right. Middle early moving forward. Kishan tries himself. Take your hats off. Spectacular strike from Kishan. The dream has been given wings to fly. And can they carry on that leap and turn it into something big? That is what they have to look forward to. But Kishan Singh has certainly given a statement start to FC Raengdai.
Brilliant piece of work there. Look at him. He's run 20 meters into the opponent half. Nobody really getting him to disconnect him from that pass. But look at him. He's just in front of him. Goal in front of him. Two defenders pounding on him. The ball inch perfect. Just dips in the last moment. The goalkeeper tries in vain. And what a fantastic goal that is. And what a great start for this young man, Kishan.
He scored 2 goals in the tournament with this one now, and both have been special finishes. Absolutely stunning to watch, and nothing for the goalkeepers to do as such. And the moment he received that ball in the midfield, he was like, you can have all the possession in the world you want to. When you give us the ball, we're going to hurt you quick and bad.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game, 1 goal lead. What a fantastic situation over here. And that's because they have cut out every possible ball going up to the strikers. And they've made themselves with more men in that midfield. That 4-2-3-1 is really working for them.
Yeah, 3-5-2 against the 4-2-3-1, something on pen and paper which many do not look forward to. That might play a very key part. Another long ranger. And they're really trying to exploit that void left in between the defense line and the midfield.
Sometimes you wonder what's happening out there. A lot of yellow shirts in the attack, wave after wave over there. Midul Amarjeet, Naresh and Chingampao, all of them trying to get into that attacking zone. It'll be very interesting how they deal with this.
Excellent combination between Namt and Ayman before that pass was given away. Talented bunch of midfielders in Sporting Club Delhi as well. But given the kind of players they have in this squad, Sporting Club Delhi, they can very well move into a back four whenever they wish to. Do they wish to? Because it's too early. Just a 1 goal is what they've conceded.
Yeah, they take the ball out in the out of danger zone, try to put that vertical pass, and look at that. The vertical passes is something that is the style of play of this team, and they have been very successful. Number of yellow shirts up front there, simply giving that options, into the box. You want to strike, you strike direct, you get into the box. You have players like Amarjeet, you got Julia up front there, always trying to sizzle past players. And what a way to start this game.
Yeah, been full of surprises, isn't it? The 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup, powered by the State Bank of India and Coal India Limited, organized by the Indian Armed Forces and supported by the government of Jharkhand. Sporting Club Delhi are the ones who have played the opening 3 games at this venue. So it's kind of a home for them. FC Raengdai for the first time have travelled here. And this Kishan Singh used to play for Shrao FC in the past in the Indian Football League, and then called the I-League. And there used to be so much quality in that midfield.
Push from behind very clearly. Ayman trying to find a fight with the referee for his turn. Nevertheless, it's going to be something over here to watch over here. When we talk about the supplies cut from the wings, the supplies cut from the mid, what what does Sporting Club Delhi do now? Because they've got two talented strikers over there. Give the ball to him and they can really do the damage. But right now, the defense is tight.
Sanatamba might just try and help them come back. Solid block by Kishan, and why I was mentioning that midfield a while ago was that there were three talented players. One of them made a move first, Falguni Singh, who was later signed by Northeast. Along with that, there was Kishan and another promising creative player in Netrajit Singh. So sometimes you have those lost stars. When you suddenly find them, you feel happy that they are getting the platform and the recognition they deserve. And Kishan Singh with these two special goals just reminds everyone the quality he has.
It's always brilliant to be on that stage, to be recognized. And that's exactly what this Durand Cup is all about. Pre-season, early catch for talented players, and what a display that is from this Manipur team.
Yes, Kishan again. Hard-working as ever. And then Chungray. Namte wins it back. He's been one of the performers of that midfield, but Ayman can draw out something special when he wants to. Great block. Another chance just behind Rodriguez. Gogo's turn to deliver. Back with him. Gogo, smartly done. Still Gogo. Important save from Kame Pantiga. Determined FC Raengdai trying to hold on to that lead. And now we're looking for a counter, which they still can. Middle Dole has stolen it from Ashutosh Mehta. Middle Dole, he can shoot from these areas. The idea was so right, but just not the touch, a bit heavy.
What a fantastic piece of hard work that is from Dole. Simply gets that ball. There are two or three defenders really surrounding him. He tries to wriggle past them. This is something that they just missed. Couldn't get the man in the right spot at the right time. But look at that block. That defensive block is absolutely brilliant. And that skill from Gogo simply shows that he can go 1v1. And look at him. A back heel and a turn, but doesn't have that space that is required for him. Goalkeeper does pretty well there to really get back onto the ball.
What a bright idea. What tenacity there to win the ball back from Ashutosh Mehta initially. Amarjeet first and then Middle Dole. Excellent atmosphere too. It is the first quarter final of the 135th Indian Oil Durand Cup, Asia's oldest football tournament. If you look at statistics closely, the last two games were FC Raengdai. In both the games, they had exactly 36% possession. And would you be surprised if I say Sporting Club Delhi in their last two games had a similar story, even though they had majority, but exactly 68% possession, same in the last two games. Middle Dole has won it back. Naresh, more reach with playing right back, having to play makeshift right wing.
And the style is very good, going and pressing the defenders they're playing a little bit deep. If you look at Ashutosh, Durand, all the three centre backs played a little deep so that they can get some space up from there. But quick transition from FC Raengdai, and then getting back behind the ball. It's such a delight to watch.
Rodriguez to Manoj. Sanatomba. Namte has reached the right area. Rajan Nite was present. Smooth movement from Raengdai.
That's very free, fluid movement. Like you said, the passing of the ball, absolutely. They have really got onto the left side, trying to find the channel out there. So there are three central defenders. Ayman really getting back into defending for most of the time. We want to see him in the attack, but all of a sudden, you see that energy from FC Raengdai. They've shown that they can pass the ball, they can keep the possession, they can find the gaps.
On the set piece. Nice whip on that delivery. Middle Chole with the acrobatic. Can keep it on target, and the physios will be required. Condition of heads.
Yep, I think that was something that the top of the ball coming up to Kefaba. They tried to go in for the back head, and that acrobatic from the man Dole. Look at that, the back head really going in to the defender. Both of them having that impact over there.
It was Rodriguez down defending. Some trouble. Teams play a lot of forward passes. That is one common, and very little playing backwards. Sporting Club Delhi played only 17% of their passes backwards amongst almost 1,600 passes they've played in the tournament. Raengdai's number would go down even lesser, just 14% back passes.
Looking at what they played against Neroka and Tro, they were defending for a long time with that vertical pass up front, and what a game that they played. Dole got his hat-trick, something to watch, and that's the spirit that they have in them, that they can take the top guys right from the throat, and what they displayed today is absolutely brilliant.
Flair there from Ayman and Penna. Ayman trying to do something extraordinary again.
Yeah, there are 2-3 things to ponder in this game over there. You've got this Ayman who was sizzling on the left. Why is he playing on the right? We wonder sometimes. And then you have the two top players of yours up front, nobody feeding up to them. No diagonal ball. That means that the defense of FC Raengdai has been spot on. They've done their homework. They've stopped the supply coming to the strikers up front. They've locked the wide. And that's going to be interesting how they unlock themselves, Sporting Club de Goa, because they've got players like Penna who can really damage if he gets the ball up front. Ayman who can cross that ball. And you've got Rodriguez, who's a man who's been scoring at will.
Pressure from Rodriguez. Deep clearance there given away to Sporting Club Delhi, who are having possession but might have an unpleasant stat. Let's keep it for later for Rodriguez, even though he scored 6 goals. But he hasn't got his chance yet today. Sanatamba to Namte. Still in full groove after years of his service in Indian football.
Yeah, he's been brilliant over there right from the time Mumbai City were born. He was there with the team, going all over the country, now helping Sporting Club Delhi. He's got that ability to really get on to the wides and tackle. He's going to be a fantastic player for the team.
Yeah, of course. The ones who followed Indian football for long know. Mumbai FC, you were talking about the Yellow Brigade back then.
You've been seeing how teams give opportunity to players. Today he's a star. And that's what Durand Cup 2 does.
teams already established, but the ones who are coming up through the ranks. Just for example, Midodole himself has got the emerging player award of Group D, where FC Raengdai were playing. His pass needed to be better. Pena and Rodriguez not on the same wavelength there.
Look at that. Once you get the ball inside, you have to really get the ball to the right people, the right players up front, Pena and Rodriguez inside the box. If you can't get them, you can't get into that attacking zone. You're going to be crowded off with the yellows. And it's going to be interesting to see how they really unlock this midfield, which is being now controlled by Raengdai.
Ways to look at it. When you say control, doesn't always mean having the ball and playing it square, but it's who's controlling the way of the game. And you're absolutely right, FC Raengdai, they're the ones just like that, having the control of that midfield, winning it back. Should be a free kick.
Tapping from behind. He's unpredictable. If you look at Dole, style of play, getting into the ball, he always keeps the defenders really guessing. Look at that. He keeps the ball in front of, stabs the ball away from the defender, trying to turn there. Gets whacked from down from the defender. But he's unpredictable up front. You just cannot predict when he will get into an acceleration mode, when he will go with 1v1.
Sadly not, but expected a lot better from a free kick from that area. Generally, you see them being floated forward.
Yes, I think that was a very poor free kick. It just didn't hit the balance. The body over the ball was not right. But nevertheless, he's got that goal for his team that has kept them really huffing and puffing with the ball, getting in that position, moving into the attacks. And that's a score that shows you, one on target, one on top, 4 chances they had.
The same story for the two teams in terms of the attempts. Ayman, excellent work. And then finds Rodriguez. Hope to get it back from him, but still Rodriguez. Clear pull of a shed.
That's defending, that's pressure, that's pressing. And a man with that quality, you can take that ball away from and get behind the defenders and look at them, how they crowded him off, that frustration, pulling up the shirt back of Kishan. The referee giving that foul. But this is frustration creeping in. And a nod of the head, he shouldn't be doing that.
Frustration creeping in, that is the key word. That is why he has done that eventually. Not getting chances up front. Pena and Ayman might just be more comfortable switching positions, because that is where he played that previous game, Pena. And he also scored a spectacular long ranger from the midfield. Maybe if that little tweak is done, and Ayman is more comfortable up there on the left, moving up.
I'm just wondering, when they're playing the ball, and 2-3 balls over there's no man-to-man marking, there's no players who are trying to intercept or dislodge that midfield over there. A free flow of passes. That's really worrying over here. You think they're going to give this kind of space to a team like FC Raengdai, they're going to really expose them.
They haven't faced one such opponent of late. That is one problem sometimes. When you're just too comfortable in your skin, you just haven't been tested to your limits. You haven't faced pressure. Just complacent and happy. But Namte can change all that talks, cleverly laid off towards Sanatomba. And Namte's reaction sums it up. He's not at all happy, Not sure if it himself or Sanas. One another opportunity. Defense bails out the keeper.
A little bit of lack of concentration in that defense over there. And that exactly what was done. A diagonal ball straight inside. The goalkeeper tries to come out, but that was deflected. A header that goes by for a corner.
First one of the game then. Some planning from Sanatomba and Azhar to find a red shirt, but all they find is a one in yellow, and they come up in a counter. Have options already. Amajit, look at the pace in which they move, but Sporting Club Delhi have done well to recover. The middle trolley went down a bit easy.
Yeah, I think that very swift over there, the vertical passes, getting from the defense to Amajit and then finding Dole over there. It's absolutely a delight to watch. And look at that. His first touch was good enough, but he just miskicked that to get in that space where he didn't have him. Mohammad did very well.
And time for the first hydration break of the game. Tiring, but not too tired given that they haven't been too interested in high pressing. They've had the ball. But of course, a chance to regroup, get some more instructions from Thomas Shores. And maybe a lot depends on Ayman. He's coming back from an injury. Raengdai have sheer belief in their minds. We'll meanwhile have a look at that wonder strike from Kishan Singh.
Yeah, brilliant piece of work. Nobody there really, getting on to the player. Simply a free shot given to him and he dips it right. It's not very deep or away from the goalkeeper. Don't know how the goalkeeper did not manage to get his hand to it. But what a strike that is. One of a lifetime.
I heard many keepers, especially like Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, asking their defense line to let them shoot. You won the challenge. Of course, they won't let you, but what would you have done back in the days? Would you want players to shoot from distance? Is that a win-win for you, or would you just want them to be blocked before coming towards you?
Yeah, of course, you always think that last line of defense that is yours is your enemy. Because one deflection from them, you have back of the goalpost, and that's going to be very dangerous. So you have to keep the communication. You have to keep shouting at them to say that your man is behind you, man around you. And that's going to be interesting over here. Kishan got a very free shot over there. A little bit more communication with the goalkeeper would have been really good to hasten that defense to really go and cut that off, or at least challenge him.
Of course, as a team, as a coach, anyone would want the challenge coming in. Why allow a free shot that is half a chance? Still a 1-0 lead for FC Raengdai. Middle Tole in an offside position.
Sometimes you wonder, why Sporting Club Delhi is playing so deep in their own half. You can understand if they want to make that space. But then I thought they would slowly and steadily try to control that territory in the midfield, which has not happened over there.
Nicely trapped and distributed by Rodriguez. They'll need to reach the box as well. He's been the brightest spot in that midfield, even after having Ayman and Azhar. Coco, calmly done, very calmly. Very well defended by Rojen and Kaifaba.
No panic there, no panic at all. So this was one of the best moves that is coming out from the wide. A nice ball coming in diagonal over there, right from top. A good header actually from Gogo. But look at Rojen, just comes in the nick of time without any panic. Just wants to connect the ball so that it goes out of danger. And that's exactly what he did.
taker this time. But the plan looks similar. And there's a man down in the box, similar to the previous one. A curler straight towards that defense line. Namte, a looped ball in, and now off the crossbar, or the upright rather. Namte's header. How have they not got the first is what they will keep thinking.
What a way to go. What a way to go inside that box. Look at that number of red shirts getting the chance over there. And how can you miss that? Namte just hits the upright. What a chance that was to get level.
It might be the angle just too close, but initially you would expect Rodriguez or Durand to kind of hit the target. And Durand initially was looking for the pass towards Rodriguez, who was not in a position to hit it in, but that's much better from Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, I think that fluid movement we saw once again, that star coming in from the left, the ball coming in very well. But Namte, even if he closed his eyes, he would have got it into the target. Unlucky for him.
Almost a steal there by Raengdai. Well done by Azhar, and now Sanatomba. Would like to highlight just on that build-up to the previous Raengdai move when Delhi were attacking. There was a cross in the box which was just tipped down by Amit Kumar instead of clicking the panic button, but that was dangerous. Rodriguez creating danger. And now Ashutosh from the right. Falls to Pena. Santomba. Patience before the delivery. Kept his eyes on the ball. Kamei Pantiga, the Raengdai captain.
Yeah, I think this man has to be watched over there. He's got the ability to really curve that ball. But nice ball given on to the right. The diagonal came very well. Goalkeeper was forward, but nicely collected over there. Keeps it out of danger. What confidence the team has got now on this man, Dole. He's been a live wire up front. Just couldn't get onto that connection to the ball. Now shoot was down. Lucky for him. The intention was not there, but the referee would have picked up the yellow card.
Again, one back. Kishan trying to curl it in. Now with Lanchungre. Sporting Club Delhi really not finding it easy if you look at the clock. It's deep into the first half. And the score line that Delhi would have expected in their favor is against them.
About the man who brought down Ayman, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to cut off all that passes coming from the midfield. Whichever pass will come in for Pena and Rodriguez has got to be cut off, and that's the instruction from the bench. And they have done this to the T.
Still very early in the game to predict anything, but very strong start from FC Raengdai. And Sporting Club Delhi right now are struggling to find an idea to try and break them. It's been very similar. Even though Pena looked a bit off, it was covered by Rojan. Eventually given offside.
Yeah, that's the run that we want to see from Pena. The ball just didn't come at the right time. That's why he moved a couple of steps away from the defender. That was a great ball, because we are afraid if Pena can make his run between that defenders when the ball comes diagonal, he's going to be dangerous.
Under some pressure, Thomas Joss. Planning. A hasn't quite worked, but he'll wait a few minutes more patiently before it's half time. And then maybe think of plan B. Unless they get a goal out here. It's Raengdai's turn to attack. Naresh holding on. A defender in nature. It just shows that here.
That's very brilliant of him, especially when you're playing against experienced players over there. The talent, the technique is very important. And the way he keeps himself really sturdy there on that corner to win that one, to bring all the yellows inside the box.
First corner for FC Raengdai at the 40th minute of the game. Kishan delivers. It wasn't a bad delivery. And Manoj heads it out. Amit Kumar tries his luck. And they're all brave enough to have the confidence to shoot from that range.
Yeah, very ambitious, but nevertheless, tried one from Kishan. That's the reason why the follow-up. Nobody there to really cut him off. Look at him, he's got all the time in the world to really put that ball in the place where he wants to shoot, but just couldn't hit that target.
Do not give them the ball in the midfield. They're so quick to come up in attack. Thankfully, that was well defended by Sporting Club Delhi. Kenya waits. Ayman, here's where he can come alive. Rojan Mate has been a strong wall in front of that attacking unit of Sporting Club Delhi.
Yeah, you're bang on that. Not only Rojan, but all the defenders. They really crowd off that mid. Don't allow them that chance to even look at the goal. How Rojan comes, and Ayman is the man. Just couldn't get that through him.
Manoj finds Penya, who's time and again moving wide. That is a free kick in a very promising area now.
Yeah. Tries to cut inside. That's exactly his quality. Look at that. Beautifully trying to cut that inside. The tagging leg just clips him off that move. And sure, he's got an injury on that leg. Hope he'll be up and running.
Is it Rodriguez to take that free kick? Isn't he the one you want in the box?
Yep. Very rightly said there. You're a striker. Sometimes you have the confidence in that set piece.
Yeah, that is what I thought. He was trying to shoot from that angle. Very difficult and straight to the wall. A wasted opportunity.
Yeah. A player of his caliber should have been inside that box to receive that tall diagonal ball, which is very dangerous sometimes.
There's where Penya is more dangerous. And now Ayman has moved to the left. And maybe momentarily, that might just work for them.
Yeah, we've seen him in the last matches, Ayman always being dangerous on the left, because he's always been supported by the full wing backs coming into the attack. But this man has been a thorn. He's been a thorn. Every time the ball comes to him, there are 2 or 3 players trying to stop him. And he's always trying to get something out of it. And a free kick now.
Yeah, he just glides through anyone, isn't it? Just like a smooth way through even 2-3 defenders. But yeah, like a thorn for the defenders.
Very true.
This time the touch wasn't too good. Might be the commentator's curse again. Two minutes of regulation time remain in the first half. Oh, lovely touch from Amajit, but not on the same wavelength. Middle Tole.
look at that pressing, when you talk about the ball, they've lost the ball, how fast they get onto that pressing mode to really press and get that ball back, and they're very comfortable with doing that.
Yeah, very. And they all come down to defend. Except for middle Dole, everyone made that shape compact, maintaining the line, and then they move up. But that is a mistimed challenge. Namte quickly closed again, and every shot they try from outside the box so far has been closed down, and that's a wonderful turn from middle Dole. And this time the card will come out for Namte. He had no other option but to stop him that way.
He's unstoppable, when you talk about Dole and the ball, he's always there. Like we said, unpredictable over there. There, he's brought down. And a yellow card by the referee. What a player, I've seen him. We talked about I am Vijayan, we talk about the top strikers, but this man is different.
To go, and high expectations already. He's himself set that standard. Even the glimpses we have seen of him. In 4 minutes is what Sporting Club Delhi have in hand to try and come back before the break. And Raengdai will want to hold on, maybe even increase the margin. Middle Dole in the box. Some confusion, which helps Sporting Club Delhi to get away from danger.
The entire defense is under pressure over here, Vashwar. Time and again, that man Dole simply gets into the ball and invites more midfielders along with him. And that's the confidence that he gives when he is with the ball. You look at Amarjeet, he moves up, Naresh goes up the other side, and Chingampao also into the attack. And then Kishan slowly comes from behind. And what a way they have shown that they can really press this elite team at a big stage like this.
Well kept in by Chingampao. Got a start today, wanting to impress. Some confusion out there. Looks absolutely wasteful. In his mind, he thought someone would be there. But he mentioned that they can do this pressing against the big teams. The best part about them is they do not really care who is up against them. They just want to play.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest stage for them. I mean, they can actually give out all what they have. That was a great try from them. I was a little bit shocked at how was he stopped from behind over there. But nevertheless, the referee said, play on. And these players, like we were talking about, they're pressing, they're moving up. They don't care. They just want to play an attacking brand of football. And that's the reason why the success here. It's all the kudos goes to the coach Joy Chandra Singh, who's really instilled that confidence in the team that they can take on any biggies of Indian football.
Absolutely. They had Birbal Singh down the touchline in the previous games as the head coach, and Joy Chandra as the assistant, who of course plays a key part. He's in charge today. Plays a big role in this performance for FC Raengdai. Opportunity for Rodrigo under pressure. Lost his footing, lost his balance, but Raengdai do not lose hope.
A great piece of work once again. We talk about the wings that they come from, and they've come once again. But the defense doesn't give them that space, behind there. And Rodrigo loves to come late inside to just tap the ball. Was defended pretty well there.
Floated by Manoj. Coco almost had it in control. Rodrigo pressing. Chingampao has seen a pass towards middle Dole. Now 1v2 with support arriving. A difficult pass to find Amarjeet, but they still have it. Naresh needs to do better there. That is a very rare lapse of concentration. Right now, Sporting Club Delhi have moved into the counter. Even though, look at the difference in numbers right now. All the yellow shirts are back in defense.
And that's exactly what we were talking about, the vertical passing. How many options they had on top? Just one. Rodriguino up front over there with 3 backs. And then Kishan and Gaiswangi simply standing there in front of the defense, not giving that space enough. And that's how they control. They've controlled the midfield, they control the area that is required.
And they have kept themselves ahead in the contest at the break. It is half-time. FC Raengdai have surprised Sporting Club Delhi with that 9th minute stunner from Kishan Singh. And at half-time, the scoreline reads Sporting Club Delhi 0, FC Raengdai 1. They haven't yet won the game, Henry, but yeah, what a game, as you were rightly mentioning, with 60% possession, 9 shots, but 1 on target from Delhi. But in that little possession, they have done the work, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's important to see how many you have on target. You have quality over there. 9 shots, 1 on target for Delhi, whereas 1 on target and 1 on the board.
We'll have a look at the highlights of the first 45 minutes. A lot of possession, movement from Sporting Club Delhi, but just 1 attempt on target. It doesn't matter how much of the ball you have, they've defended well. And then they've moved up and scored a special goal with Kishan Singh. And this was the moment.
Right from the word go, nobody really there to tackle him. Just puts that ball, dips at the right time. Goalkeeper really surprised with that shot. And what a way it lands inside the goal, and what a super goal that was.
Yeah, the 9th minute, the number 8, putting them into the 7th heaven. You can call it like that, but they had to defend a lot, even though Middle Tole had opportunities. Even FC Raengdai didn't hit the target anymore.
They had enough number of chances after that. Sporting Club, the Delhi, they just could not hit the target. Every time the goalkeeper, the defenders used to come inside that diagonal ball. Done pretty well there from the number 4.
Indeed, and then Coco, time and again, troubling that defense. Amit Kumar, Rojan, everyone doing so well. The closest they came to scoring was hitting the upright.
Yeah, the very surprising part was that they had the options up front over there. That was a call for handball, but the referee says no. But that header from Nante just hitting the upright and denying that equalizer.
Yeah, indeed, the angle was so cute that Namte, I could not believe it was missed from that range. The range was close, but the difficulty level was high. He's the one who's tried a lot of things and was booked as well in an attempt to stop Middle Tole. Of course, a lot of tenacity when Raengdai moves forward. They still have dream in their eyes. They still have that fire in their heart. The Sporting Club Delhi have that firepower in their squad as well. The halftime scoreline, Sporting Club Delhi 0 and FC Raengdai 1. Stay tuned, we return shortly with second half action.
I am one person who was very much afraid of death.
Too much of water.
The more you breathe in peace, the better you do in work.
जोत रग रग में
न कोई आहट न कोई छाया, न कोई संकेत, न कोई काया, धरती हो शिला हो या गहन खाई, मौन में है लिपटी मेरी परछाई। मैं काल नहीं, काल का विधान, भैरव नाम नहीं पहचान। स्टेडियम की हवा से नहीं लहराता, वो लहराया है इन खिलाड़ियों की सांसों के जोर से। लवलीना बोरगोहेन जी, जय कुमार जी, शर्मिला धानकर जी, सुष्मिता जी, जिन्होंने देश के गले में 39 पदक जो है वो डाल दिए। भारत माता की
कॉमनवेल्थ स्पेशल सोमवार से शुक्रवार रात 9 बजे सोनी लिव और सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन पर।
इस बार क्राइम पेट्रोल में हम ऐसे केसेस सामने लाना चाह रहे हैं जिन्होंने देश को हिला दिया। हमें घबराना नहीं है, हमें समझना है, क्योंकि ये आज हो रहा है। ऐसे ही कुछ केसेस में मैं रहूंगा आपके साथ समझेंगे क्राइम पेट्रोल के नए सीजन में। क्राइम पेट्रोल, क्राइम का करंट सीजन।
क्राइम पेट्रोल 31 अगस्त से सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन और सोनी लिव पर।
थोड़ा इधर आ जाओ, थोड़ा इधर। हाँ, थोड़ा ये एंगल से लो ना। हाँ, और आप भी थोड़ा इधर आओ, इधर इधर। भाई आप भी यार, थोड़ा बैठो नीचे, थोड़ा नीचे। सामने देखो, सामने। ठीक है सब बराबर? गुड टू गो। सामने देखो, सामने। हाँ,
कारगिल में लहराया जज्बा, हम तैयार हैं हर चुनौती के लिए। अब युद्ध सीमाओं तक सीमित नहीं, ये लड़ाई है डेटा, साइबर और स्पेस की। तीनों सेनाएं, थल, जल, नभ, अब एक सोच, एक तालमेल और एक संकल्प के साथ खड़ी है। Motivating Mondays, thrilling Tuesdays, wholesome Wednesdays, energizing Thursdays, action-packed Fridays, spirited Saturdays, heroic Sundays. No 2 days are the same when you join Indian Army.
मेरे भारत रग रग में
न कोई आहट न कोई छाया, न कोई संकेत, न कोई काया, धरती हो शिला हो या गहन खाई, मौन में है निपटी मेरी परछाई। मैं काल नहीं, काल का विधान, भैरव नाम नहीं पहचान। कॉमनवेल्थ गेम्स में तिरंगा स्टेडियम की हवा से नहीं लहराता, वो लहराया है इन खिलाड़ियों की सांसों के जोर से। लवलीना बोरगोहेन जी, जय कुमार जी, शर्मिला धानकर जी और अश्मिता जी, जिन्होंने देश के गले में 39 पदक जो है वो डाल दिए। भारत माता की
कॉमनवेल्थ स्पेशल सोमवार से शुक्रवार रात 9 बजे सोनी लाइव और सोनी एंटरटेनमेंट टेलीविजन पर।
And welcome back. Quarterfinal number 1 live in front of us from the Birsa Munda Football Stadium in Ranchi, Jharkhand. It is the 135th edition of the Indian Oil Durand Cup, powered by State Bank of India and Coal India Limited, organized by the Indian Armed Forces and supported by the government of Jharkhand. Honored chief guests and dignitaries enjoying the contest along with a packed house. We have seen that every time. Doesn't matter which team plays, if it is your home side or not, they have surprised everyone with a packed gallery out here. Sporting Club Delhi have promising options in attack, the likes of Joseph, Sunny, Augustin, Lal Rachana, Saurav. In defense, we have someone who can score in Clarence Savio Fernandez. Raengdai have the likes of Basanta and Nani, who can come on and impact the game. Of course, Abungton is one who caught a lot of eyeballs in the first couple of matches he played. Looks like Thomas Shores and Sporting Club Delhi are already planning a change. We'll wait to find who it is, but right now joining us for the next 45 minutes of entertainment here in Ranchi and Vimanaises. Welcome back for another half of quality football from these two sides who are playing in the Durand Cup for the first time.
Yeah, I think it was great to watch the first half, especially the tactical battle between these two and this crowd that has come and the spectators. They really were pushing that goal from Kishan that brings in 1-0. I believe then the drums are beating out there. Everybody trying to get into that mood of getting more goals, and that's exactly what we want to see in the second half. Sporting Club Goa, though they tried very well, they just could not have the right person at the right place to catch those goals. But otherwise, it was a superb work from FC Raengdai to really get that goal from Kishan in the 10th minute, and after that they just compacted themselves. The lines were very tight. It didn't allow the channels to move along.
Yeah, the Independence Day celebrations meanwhile continuing on the stands along with the football festival, which has begun with the Indian Oil Durand Cup, the Indian football season's opener. Delhi would want to turn this around. Job tough, but possible. Where we are seeing a change from Raengdai right now. Fendi Mangte, not sure who he would replace because he's a defender and they have 5 on the pitch with Naresh being one.
Yeah, brilliant work here now on the whiteboard for all the players to really know what they have to do in the second half. I'm sure Sporting Club, SC Delhi, would take that into consideration with Thomas really giving them all that is required for a boost in the second half.
Yeah, hopefully a moral boost as well, with a few alterations from that drawing board. Not just tactics, but personnel too. We'll find that out. You can see Sendi Mangte out there. Looks like Naresh is the one sacrificed. We'll still wait for confirmation. Final prayers before half there where they look to defend. That lead they have, you can see sort of in the background. That is one of the changes SC Delhi have made. Tackle nature. You're ready for second half there. Quarterfinal 1. And down to the final 45. The first half in favour of Raengdai, will the second be in Delhi's favour? A task in hand for them. The task they believe is possible. But belief is a key word driving FC Raengdai as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. To start off, look at that. Long feet coming up, high boots, just getting Kishan down there. That was noticed by our referee, Jatinder Singh. He has done pretty well to keep this flowing. The game has been in top notch under him.
Forward, there's the confirmation. Sendi Mangte in place of Naresh. Both of them defenders, but Naresh couldn't really fulfill the role they were looking for on the right wing. Sendi Mangte to try and do that. And the Sporting Club Delhi, and Joseph Sunny has replaced Namte, while Saurav has come in place of Captain Gogo, which really surprised me.
What's going to happen over there, especially when you get on to that attacking third and look at the number of yellow shirts pounding in front of you, not giving that space that is required. And this is a little bit getting too much over here. The feet going up, getting the players down. And look at that. That's not correct. And I think the referee could have really gone on to that. He knows exactly what he's trying to do. Number 25. Really not getting that referee's yellow card for that tackle.
Thomas Short is a bit surprised. There's nothing much to be surprised with those two challenges right from the start of the second half. Maybe they'll try to impose some physical dominance and try to shut down FC Raengdai's confidence, but knowing them, it's not going to happen easy. And here's middle Jole. Somehow got ahead of his marker, but couldn't glide it towards goal.
Yeah, that's a great ball actually. A really diagonal ball that really allowed Jole to really have that free header. No pressure on him. He just couldn't reach that ball. Because that ball could have gone to second. How much it's waiting there.
Sanatamba. Pena has dropped into that midfield position, which means one of the players have got that attacking freedom. It is Saurav and Joseph Sunny who will alternate.
Wonderful to see something over here, Avashwar, is that Azhar Mohammed is one man who stays in front of the defenders, always snatches the ball. He's a link man from the defense to the attack. But he's being controlled there by Amarjit. Every time he gets onto that ball, Amarjit is there to cut it off. And that is the supply line cut from FC Raengdai. That'll be interesting to watch minorly.
happy as long as the scoreline is like this. And Sporting Club Delhi are not being able to break their defense line down. They would still want a second for safety. Actually, one back looked like a foul, and the referee did in fact spot it. He's playing well, guys, from me.
You're absolutely right. I'm just going to tell you that, he's cut off 2 or 3 balls over there, not giving that space to Ayman to really control. That was Amarjeet up front over there, but this man, Kai Swangmei, has been brilliant in that midfield. His job is to just cut off that line over there, not to give them the chance, and this time Sonny Joseph was on it, crawling in front of him.
What do you make of the changes, Henry, for Sporting Club Delhi especially? Because Saurav, who's a proper attacker, can play as a winger, now playing in place of Coco as a right wing back, and will have to do a lot of defending. It's Raengdai attacking.
Yep. You need a fresh pair of legs, a little bit more idea, more creativity up front there for SC Delhi. They have been very static. The movement is not there in the midfield. They've not been able to really control that territory that they love to do. They've been actually surprised by the high line playing from FC Raengdai. And I think they have to be a little more composed over there, keep more possession of the ball, and try to really stretch the defenders.
Giving away a lot of free kicks in the second half.
Trying to see that, look at that number of yellow shirts over there, push from Rodrigo.
Raengdai have possession. Kai Swangmei trying to dribble past Azhar. Not too easy, a good battle. Sunny to Pena. He can create from here. Joseph Sunny, wonderful through ball. He's looked towards Rodrigo now. Should have taken the shot himself maybe. But a brilliant save by Kamei Pantiga.
Fantastic play over here. Look at that swiftness in that diagonal ball that was put between the defenders. And look at the run. The acceleration was absolutely brilliant over there. Yeah, like you said, he could have taken the ball because he was right in front of the frame, but tried to make it 100% with Rodrigo there. His ability to curl that ball inside or chip that ball inside was not there. The goalkeeper did pretty well to make himself big, coming out to narrow that angle.
Ayman tried to turn. Kai Swangmei doesn't let you. A lot of work to do for Sendi Mangte. Yes, Sendi sends the ball in the right area. Middle Torre was waiting. And Durand Philippe with the clearance, but they still have control.
That diagonal ball, really dangerous, putting it on the open. A lot of space for Sandy to really move and really put that ball in. Really troubling the defenders over there. They've not been able to handle the FC Raengdai.
Another snapshot that results in a corner. Look at that bench all eagerly waiting. They're turning on the feel in the stadium. Just like Kishan did with that strike. Still fresh in the mind. Never in that corner tally. One more chance for Kishan. Sendi. A meaningful movement. And now the lead in the corner tally as well.
And they pressed the entire defense into that defensive area, not giving them the chance to really move out. 2 corners.
This time some planning on it. Excellent touch from Kai Swangmei. Only if he could have got the proper connection. You've been lining up for another special. What a first touch.
Yeah, nobody there over there to really mark him. Look at him. A nice turn there with that flick. And he gets himself right on that spot. Couldn't keep his balance right. Couldn't keep himself above the ball to hit the target. What a chance that is.
And now they're moving ahead with some fluidity. Amit Kumar. Amajit. Amajit has been taken out of the equation. Advantage allowed.
And just wondering what happened there. The defender Durand just rammed into Amarjit. Whether the assistant referee has seen that.
We'll have a closer look maybe.
He moves onto that ball over there. And look at that. Couldn't keep his run, his knee a little bit up. I didn't think that was so much of force there. Surely he's in pain.
Was the intent, Henry? Because initially it looked like the follow through, but then when you see that lift of the leg.
Yeah. Very true. That's something that you have to be cool enough, composed there, because all of a sudden you don't expect that result to be 0-1. The frustration sometimes creeps in and you end up doing some foolish things on the ground.
They're trying to do it right from the start of the second half. If you notice, they're trying to go a bit more physical. See Delhi.
This lot is really energetic, you look at the players. When you talk about their technique, with the ball, they have been absolutely brilliant. Their first touch is good, their dribbling, their passing, their movement, the fluidity in their passing has been great. They really keep themselves compact. As soon as the ball is there and moving into their own half, everybody is there, about 8, 9 of them behind the ball, not giving them that space. And look at that, the two lines of yellow shirts are behind there.
Trying to find an angle. Pena might. Too many yellow shirts in front of him. On the turn, Joseph Sunny. Sheer brilliance to find the bottom corner. A proper striker's finish has brought Sporting Club Delhi back in the game. Thomas Shaw's on point with the change.
Bringing Pena behind in the middle of the park was very, very important. Look at that pass. He looks at that run, gives that pass onto his feet. The first touch is very good. And look at that swing between the two defenders. The goalkeeper's got no chance whatsoever. A great strike there. A fantastic goal. Super stuff.
Yeah, I think it is also the fact that everyone was expecting Pena to try and take a hit, and that is why all the defenders were rushed to close him down. This left Joseph Sunny in a bit of space. Now they have a test. Game on, 1-1, back at level terms. Do Raengdai have enough to produce another? Or will Sporting Club Delhi now take charge? Solid from Sandy.
Yep. Brilliant piece of defending once again. When you talk about you take a goal and then you wait, you have to reset yourself with your concentration here. Only when we talk about playing against the elite clubs, you have to be the next 2-3 minutes has to be very important.
Ashutosh with a long throw. The keeper is out and he gets a good grip on it.
Great work there once again. When you talk about goalkeepers, he came out very confidently to catch it. If it was somebody else, it would have been the punch from there. Great work done by the goalkeeper.
And add on then that long throw.
Yeah, that's the advantage, when you have a team. Oh, that's a foul there. He's hurt his leg. Surely twisted there in that tackle. Nevertheless, the throw from Ashutosh was absolutely brilliant. If you have a player like that, it's more like an advantage of a set piece.
So Thomas Shores straight away moved to plan B with Joseph Sunny and Saurabh coming in. Somewhat worked in attack. But what about defense? Can they continue the same way? A long way to go. If the first bit has gone right, they would hope the second bit would too. Pena, but if they can score more, why worry about defense and the way they've scored in the group stages? Not this time.
That's a nice point you made, Vashwa, because once you get into the attack, you know there's a moment over there. You will always try to put more men, but this time Ayman really takes that ball, tries to hit that volley, doesn't connect that. But yes, they are coming close there. They put in the pressure that is required on FC Raengdai. And they've shown that they can be clinical in front of the goal. And that's exactly what Sonny Joseph did after coming in. All hopes pinned on him. Pena taken back in the midfield will add another trust of getting those balls between those defenders. They've been successful. And that's no touch over there. The cramps.
A nice gesture from Ayman and the Delhi players to try and help him straight away. Sportsmanship has to stay alive.
Fantastic job over here. All of a sudden we come into the second half, waiting for action to come, and all of a sudden you see Sonny Joseph coming into action, getting that shot right, pinned at the far end. The goalkeeper has no chance, and what a way to get back into the game early in the second half.
Indeed, just in time. He's struggling a bit, might need a change here.
Yeah, that's the sign. Yeah, humidity high. We're playing box-to-box football.
And not often do we see a change because of cramps unless there's a serious injury. So the physios might need a further check.
Very difficult at this time, you know, when you talk about players going out and you play 10 men.
You can see Delhi who is bringing on a change instead. And Ayman, who was involved in that picture, he's taken off. He's the one who returned from injury after missing the last game. So he will not play a further part in today's game. He's an important player. And in case they move to the semis, which they'll hope, they would need Ayman. And that is why they have taken him off. Richard on. Scored a wonderful long ranger in the previous game.
Great piece of moment now over here. Look at that header coming in. And this is now the main business over there. Pena behind. Rodrigo up front over there. You've got Sonny in the attack. They're really contained into that attacking third, not giving that freedom now for the defenders to really pass on their own.
The change has been made. It's a big miss. Gaisung Mei has to go off. He'll not be able to continue, and Chona Kamei has come in his place. He was the performer of the game against Neroka, even though they had to suffer a defeat. But he played as a centre-back and the captain. Today is having to play as a defensive midfielder in place of Gaisung Mei. Can he play that role properly as well?
It's a great opportunity for him, you know. We saw Gaisung Mei every time cutting out that balls, which were pinned to their strikers. Time and again, he was there flinging his body right and left. Oh, what a chance here for Jona. Sandy and Jona will make a great combination there with Kishan. It'll be interesting if they can make more men in that midfield.
free kick for Raengdai. And there we see the updated lineups at the bottom of your screen. Sendi has come on as a substitute at halftime, and John Akamei right now.
Oh yeah, the boot was high there, right in front of the referee. Look at him. Straight away on his face says no. The referee blows it.
That brings some suffering for them. Kishan to Amarjeet, who couldn't keep it in play. Tried to just place it back into the danger zone.
That was a great ball. Actually, nobody read that. And Amarjeet, right at the end of it, just had to keep his composure to bring that ball in. There were 2 or 3 yellow shirts option there.
Trying to try and attack Amit Kumar, and now there's a void on the left. Filled quickly by Richard. But there's one thing they have to be careful about, Sporting Club Delhi, because it is right now Chingampo playing on the left. But when they bring on fresh legs, they have the likes of Abungton on the bench, who is very fast and skillful. Sort of being an out-and-out winger, having to play that role as a wing-back. Who will he be able to contain him? That's for later. Right now, Sporting Club Delhi would want to take the lead before that happens.
Yeah, nice bit of movement there in the middle of the park, slowly and steadily. They're likely to seek territorial control there, which was missing in the first half. Bringing back Richard, bringing Penna in the midfield. It had a lot of creativity to put that ball up front for Rodriguino and Sunny.
Quick exchange between Sunny and Pena, who tries to find Joseph Sunny again. That is one of the passes of the tournament from Pena, and no mistake from Joseph Sunny to bury it down to give Sporting Club Delhi the lead. What a sensational defense-splitting pass from Pena out there on a platter for Joseph Sunny.
That's the combination we were talking about. And look at that, this time from the middle. Nice run there. Look at that run. The combination really worked over there. Pena and Joseph. It's almost like a decoy pass over there between the 4 or 5 defenders who didn't reach out to it. And what a strike for this young man. Sunny has made it possible for SC Delhi. And that man knows exactly. The whiteboard has changed everything. The number of changes that he made in the second half has gone there. And Sunny Joseph, the man to hit our board to give the lead 2-1 for SC Delhi.
Spot on from Thomas Short. What a pass. He was not even looking towards the direction of that pass. On that occasion, Juan Sebastian Pena, he was looking at Joseph Sunny. The understanding, the communication with the eye contact. What a run as well. A great run from Joseph Sunny.
Yeah, we were talking about the combinations, you know. We were talking about Pena and Rodriguino up from just failed in the first half. But nevertheless, this Pena and our Sunny was clicking very well.
Sendi. Just look at the positivity in their mind when they get the ball. Sendi had 2 defenders on him, a little bit of space in front, still wanted to exploit that space.
There's nothing to lose, you know, Osmo. When you play such high-level teams, you know, who are very experienced, can turn the game around, have a little bit of creativity in them. You need to really go and give your 100%. If you can get that goal, if you can get that equalizer, nothing like it. Slowly and steadily, you see the combination play work well, the width and the movement, the patient build-up has been there with SC Delhi, and they've done pretty well to get that lead.
But FC Raengdai had an ace in the pack. A special weapon they had kept intact for this stage. Wasn't too effective in their opening game, but now is his chance to prove his mettle again. If he's still got that sharpness in him. Marangtam Basanta Singh comes in place of Amarjeet, and he's driving inside the box. Middle Dole wants to try himself, wrong side of the net.
What a spring of attack that was. And Middle Dole simply needed to put his head up to see another option over there. Was in a very acute angle there. Nice pass, or nicely dodged the defender and taken a shot over there. Look at the option. Just waiting for that ball there.
Should he have passed it? The man just came on, Basanta fresh, making the run.
Sometimes you wonder, strikers are strikers. They love to look at the frame and shoot at the goal. But this time was not really good enough. We talked about Dole, he's got an eye for a goal. He can shoot from any distance, any place. And that's exactly what he tried.
And I think he's got the freedom as a striker to do it. And sometimes you want strikers to be that slight bit selfish where you can back yourself to try and hit the target, score the goal.
That's a tackle from behind. Outstretched to that. Look at that. The referee should warn such tackles, especially when the player is down.
Am I the only one, Henry? It's just feeling that they've come out with more physical intent in the second half.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. We saw that right from the word go, they were really physical there. They got in 2 or 3 fouls, but that must have rattled. A little bit inexperienced in keeping their composure. A little bit of overconfident with the goal on the board. They've done everything right. But when it came to creativity, SC were right. Look at that. A tackle from behind and then a snatch of the ball. And that's the intent. That's the intent, like you said. It's a very positive intent over here that we want to win this match. We want to go on. Give the ball to me. I want to go up.
A slight bit aggressive, then it's all fair in love and war, they say, and this game is a mix of both. You love the game, it is a war for you, want to move to the knockouts. You have come to the knockouts, and now you want to move further.
Absolutely right. And what an entertainment for our crowd here. The spectators really packed stadium here. The first quarterfinals, we've got 3 more in line.
Indeed, 3 blockbuster fixtures right after this, 4 including this one. Still a lot left in this. If there's an equalizer, you never know if we have some more drama left.
Yeah, we've seen that draw playing against FC Raengdai. It was a 4-3 score, which went down really to the wire.
Forward. Haven't really been able to create too much. Virgin's challenges have suddenly looked a bit rusty in the second half. The 2 passes coming through for the 2 goals have come through him. In the first half, he was the one making the difference with the blocks in the way, and now it's Chana Kamei.
It'll be interesting to see how much pressure they've taken. Some more fresh pair of legs here for FC Raengdai. Nani, the man has come in.
I think it's slightly forced. Kishan was injured a while ago, and now Kishan is off. Trying to build up. Santa getting involved. In long years when he used to create a buzz around the stadium in Kolkata here. Incidentally, was playing for Mohammedan Sporting, where East Bengal are playing the next quarterfinal number 2. Had a spark back then. Was very instrumental in Raengdai's I-League 3 campaign. Excellent forward ball, but this time the flag is up. We must keep an eye on a possible Indian hat-trick scorer again.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement from SC Delhi. Every time you see them, they play those possession pass well, and then that's a great look, very tight over here. I didn't think that was an offside there, where the VAR was, but from the angle that we are seeing, that was a great pass. That was a great run from Sunny. What a run that was. He could have got his hat-trick here.
It looks like the hydration break of the second half. The second of the game, and right now it's very tiring. Both teams bringing on fresh legs. We've seen 3 goals here. The first half in favor of Raengdai, and the second was all about Pena and Joseph Sunny, the substitute, the super sub.
Yeah, his first touch was absolutely brilliant. It turned on, looked up at the frame. Great piece of work from him. Look at that. 3-4 players were there. The second goal coming in so easily. He makes his inch push with that perfect there. He sees the goalkeeper out, takes him on the wide, just taps it in the empty goal. What a way, what a style that he's come up with. Great personality, great physique for the striker.
Into the final quarter. Do Raengdai have the ability to come back in games? It's a test for them. They've qualified to the I-League 2. They will gradually climb stairs and steps into the top tier of Indian football is what they hope. But the Durand Cup has been their platform. They've utilized it well and moved into the knockout in the first time of asking. Oh, wonderful from Joseph Sunny. He's in full groove. And once again, Pena. That is a big save from Kame Pantika, as Rodrigo is denied for the second time by him.
Creativity at the best over there, especially when the ball came to Pena. Look at the way he passes on that ball beautifully. But this goalkeeper makes himself strong, makes himself big, just doesn't allow that ball to get into the net. What a save that was. And look at that pass from the blind. That was a great run there from Rodrigo. He comes inside, but the goalkeeper blocks it beautifully.
I hope you remember, Henry, in the first half we were discussing about Pena being more effective in that central midfield area where he's playing right now. And the 2 assists, if we have a look again later, did almost no look assists, no look passes forward.
Very true, and that's the kind of combination we were talking about, that how this combination is going to work. You know, you've got a great striker in Rodrigo, you've got Pena up front. How do you create that passing and movement over there? There was no movement. It was very static in the earlier case, but as soon as you have Richard over there, you have Sonny Joseph coming in, and John Penna really getting in a little bit deep into the half, trying to create everything that is possible. And that combination is working, not only with Rodriguino, but also with Sonny Joseph. And that's the reason why he's got 2 goals to his credit there.
Sort of. Ashutosh using his experience. Middle Dole, meanwhile, went into the books. He saw the confirmation. There was a challenge in between. Santa. Ashutosh still has got some dribbling ability in his locker. And always had that clearance in his bag. And this time the receiving end, it's Pena straight at Pantiga.
Yeah, fantastic moment there. That's what we're talking about. FC Raengdai really losing a little bit of shape in the defense and in the midfield. And that's going to be worrying for them. The balls are coming from the mid between defenders.
Tole. Basanta, a little push on him. But not enough to be deemed as a penalty, not too much appealed as well. And now Raengdai are applying some pressure.
Yep. A little bit high pressure when they lose the ball. They love to do that. But physically, SC Delhi has shown that they mean business over here. Did not bow down to this high pressure from FC Raengdai, and that's why you see the physical coming in way of the game.
Another opportunity, Rodriguino can seal it. Signed and delivered. 7th of the tournament for him. Takes a leap in the top scorer's chart as well, and this is the easiest finish you would find. 3 shots, 3 on target tonight. And third one has gone past Kame Pantiga. A bit too easily, a bit too smooth from the number 7.
Yeah, brilliant piece of ball over there. Look at him, how he worked himself between the 2 defenders, keeping his composure nicely. But this time he doesn't give the chance for the goalkeeper to really save. Like he said, the first 2 shots were really on target, but the goalkeeper really comes in his way. But this time he makes it 100%. Look at that. Solid strength, great composure, great balance, and what a goal that is. Slided under the nose of the goalkeeper, couldn't do anything.
What a comeback from Sporting Club Delhi, from 1 goal down to 3-1. Pushed back Raengdai to the wall, but they won't give up easy. That is one thing for sure. But time is not in their hand, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely right. You saw it in the later half. A little bit out of shape over there. I'm sure a lot of changes in the team, especially for injuries, and they're over out over here because the territory is now in siege by SC Delhi. They've been playing very well. They've been passing the ball from left to right, getting into the channels, and moreover, the style of game in the attacking third is like the striker tries to run between channels in between, and that's beautiful to watch. And both the times, Sonny was the man. He's got on the top of the list.
Yeah, overtakes Alatina Chari, who will play the last of the quarterfinals. Should see the game off easily. Sporting Club Delhi with 3-1 and just 7 minutes remaining. What can Raengdai produce? All for them to do. Basanta. Sandy back to Basanta. Lanchungray. Not a great delivery. Sandy trying to go past Azhar. He's very composed in these kind of situations and has eventually found a pass forward.
Yeah, great piece of work from Azhar, He's like a screen in front of the defenders, cutting off everything, but his composure is great. Every time the ball comes in, he really gets onto that ball, looks at the wide, and that's how he moves around.
Two more changes already on the touchline for Sporting Club Delhi. One of them, an emerging striker in Alan Saji. And the upcoming match is going to be another intriguing battle between Indian Army and East Bengal. Indian Army have been a threat for their opponents. The match fitness, the combination, the coordination between the players. Excellent to watch, but Rodriguez taken off. And 9 in for 7. It is Alan Saji's turn to show his attacking prowess. And with that, Sanatamba is off. A very promising Augustin Lalachana, who's having to play a very different role for his club. Right now, he is on the pitch.
Yeah, great piece of rotation over here. They've got a good depth in that bench, and that's the reason why good chance over here to get the rotation done, see the players in such situation.
Minutes of regulation time, a little less than that, and then the additional minutes. If they want to come back, they need a goal within this 5 and then think about the next, but not with a giveaway. Sort of under pressure does well. Releases Augustin. Augustin is dangerous with that stop in the start, the change in pace. But Raengdai do well.
Like I said, they've lost the steam over here, Raengdai, with that extra goal coming in. And they just resigned to the fate. They will try to defend as much as they can. But it's important for them not to lose more goals. Because what they've done in this tournament is that they've really given hope to the youngsters, the talented players, that if you get a chance, you can beat and rub shoulders with the best in the country.
Yeah, they've given a good account of themselves. Nothing to take away from their efforts, from the performances we have seen. The best part is their tendency to not give up, to the tenacity, the resilience they've shown on the pitch. And of course the courage, the ambition with those long-range shots we have seen. A lot of discussion about middle Dole, but some might also say that the likes of Kishan Singh, Kai Sung Mei deserve that attention as well. By Jonah. Kenya comes away with it and has seen the keeper off his line.
Really too ambitious that was, especially from that range. When you have options up front, you like to play, because now you are in the action, you are in the territory. You've really covered that area, the attacking third, with those passes. You create a lot of passes for your team, and that's exactly what's happening, but this will be an offside. Very clear there. Very clear offside, right by the referee there. But this man is always on a prowl there, wanting to be in front and behind the defenders, on the shoulders of the defenders. He plays pretty well. But this time a little bit deep in their own half. SC Delhi did not give him the chance to really exploit that space behind them.
Lots of concentration. They've never faced such a situation in a knockout game at this level. This is their first taste of it.
I think that's the experience, when you talk about FC Raengdai. They cannot just keep on that 90 minutes of high tempo, high pressing.
Another long ranger, Kamei Pantiga, is the one who kept them in the contest for long. But now with 3-1, not much to play for, but wonderful save again.
Yep, another man behind that hits the target pretty well there from that range. But what a way. The goalkeeper does pretty well to keep that scoreline down.
Azhar fell to Durand. 7 long minutes added on. Only miracle can save them, but there might be more from Sporting Club Delhi, who love to score. Augustin will take a few seconds. We'll wait for the defender to commit. There was the change of pace, but in stepped Lan Chong-Rei.
It's nice to see Augustin. He's got the ability to go 1v1, and that's exactly what he did. But the defender did pretty well to make it 1 versus 2, and nicely cleared there. But this man, you watch him, his crosses, his shoots will impress you.
Azhar to the near post. He's been a silent hero, Azhar. Ayman takes a lot of the limelight, being the one who scores more of the goals and those fancy tricks. But silently, he keeps working hard, Azhar. Very effective player in the midfield. Peña tries from distance, wasn't too far away. Just get away after that bounce.
Especially when you see the defense being so deep in their own half, what you need to do if there is nobody there to really tackle, you just take a swipe at the goal. And that's exactly what he tried to do from long range.
Richard Augustin, nicely done. Joseph Sani. He's on a hat-trick. They're not really in a goal-scoring area right now with those movements. But you never know. Augustin trying to come alive. It's now all Sporting Club Delhi in attack.
When they lose the ball, that's exactly what must be demanded from the coach. You lose the ball, you get the ball back. That's the reason why the pressure, and they really win the ball back very quickly.
Oh, Peña, still Peña, and a no-look finish. It might be a sunny day, but the reason behind it is Juan Sebastian Peña, who is no longer behind, but on the score sheet as well, shining bright. 2 assists before this, both in a stylish manner, and this time the style statement with a no-look finish to write the finishing line of the game, 4-1.
Fantastic dribbling skills that he shows. He gets past 2 or 3 defenders and look at him, gets on the wide, makes the goalkeeper commit upside, and then he flicks that ball on the far end, making it so easy. What a style he's got. Look at that, like you said, no-look goal that was.
And then the celebration, some add-on spice. But that'll hurt FC Raengdai. But they have only positives to take home after such a great performance overall in the tournament. But Sporting Club Delhi is just proving to be a bit too strong.
Yeah, especially they are made for this big stage, you know. The players, the coach, everything is brought in for a big stage, a big season ahead. And that's exactly what they did. They came into the game. They dropped their shoulders a little bit. FC Raengdai punished them with that 10th minute goal. And after that, there was no looking back in the second half.
Just a few more minutes. Sort of. They would want that 7-goal margin again, which is too much to ask for. But they certainly can get another. Raengdai wouldn't want it. They would want at least some respect on the scoreline as a result of their performance, their hard work.
That aggressiveness shown there shows that they mean business over here. They're not here to take any nonsense. And that's how they proved themselves in the second half. They lost the ball in the attacking third. They went back, they pressed, they got the ball, and they got the goals.
Richard comes away with it. Joseph Sunny under pressure. Free kick for Sporting Club Delhi.
A good piece of work, keeping the ball in control with him, waiting for the defender to just push him down and get that free kick in the dying minutes of this extra time.
There were questions about the changes made by Thomas Shaw's. With the scoreline like this, certainly there's no more of those questions. And Joseph Sunny trying to move into a Neymar skin there.
Yeah, you love to do that when you're up, 4 goals on the board. You'll try to do and bring the skills that is required.
He couldn't execute it, but Midul Tole, do not give him that much time. He's still got the quality in him.
Loss of Wi-Fi, no communication there between the goalkeeper and the striker there. Look at that. And this man, Dole, can come from behind and just push it down. And Azhar at the end of that, really waiting for that goalkeeper to come and collect the ball.
Few seconds of the game. Augustine certainly has the pace, still moves on. Is there a fifth? Augustine Lalwachana might want to do it himself. We've already heard. You create diamond with pressure. And when there's pressure to perform, Augustine Lalwachana, who hasn't delivered for long, wanted to show everyone what he's all about. 5-1 and a 5-star performance, one can say, but a 5-star finish from Augustine Lalwachana here.
Yeah, really worked himself very well on that. Got that ball out, had the option there, on the minus, on the plus, but he tries and he gets that gap. Simply superb, hard work, pace, we say, and this man has done that exactly.
Talent deprived of making headlines here. If given the right opportunity, he can really do damage to opponents. A right winger playing as a left wing back, doing the job right, but can do more. And with that goes the full-time whistle. The challenge got tougher, but level 2 cleared. The Sporting Club Delhi move forward, while FC Raengdai's Durand Cup journey ends for now. Only for now, but they can be proud with the performance they've showed to one and all, watching them for the first time. But that scoreline will not tell you the full story. The second half overpowered by SC Delhi. Full time, it's Sporting Club Delhi 5, FC Raengdai 1. And the side from the capital city move to the semi-finals, the first for the Indian Oil Durand Cup 2026.
That's slowly and steadily you saw FC Delhi clearly getting the possession of the ball. 21 shots, 10 on target, and then 5 on the board. What else do you want with this game? The second half was on top of the table there, simply getting that chance and making the best out of it.
Now we'll have a look at the story of the game, the highlights of the match. The first half was very well in control for Raengdai, and then the beautiful finish from Kishan gave Raengdai the lead.
Yeah, they showed what they can do on counters. Unmarked, Kishan took a rap at the goal. What a way it tipped. The goalkeeper had no chance whatsoever to stop that ball. And that was the opening for us. Delightful, great strike.
Indeed so, but Sporting Club Delhi did create a few opportunities. Namte from a very acute angle hit the upright. Would have expected to get them back at level terms. It wasn't to be in the first half the way Raengdai were defending.
Yeah, they were very compact over there. And look at that. The ball coming out and the goalkeeper really coming out well. Covering that angle pretty well there. Not giving that chance to really put that ball through. Great save from the goalkeeper.
Indeed, but ever since those changes were made, Joseph, Sunny and Saurav and Pena moved to the central area. Look at that no-look assist through the leg with a nutmeg as well. And Sunny with a fine finish.
Somehow they found the combination over there. They're now with Sunny and this man really happy with the changes that he made. And then this run from the middle. Amazing thing, just like a cake. The knife gone through the cake there, that pass was. And Sunny comes out very beautifully there. Gets onto the acute, but his strike was right. Quick transition, direct attacking, the combination worked, and the individual quality was at top notch.
Absolutely. Rodriguez was denied twice by Kame Pantiga, who tried his best, but couldn't stop him for long, because here's where he stole the ball between the centre backs and got another goal to increase the margin for Sporting Club Delhi.
I think the discipline and the striking zone was absolutely brilliant, especially when you talk about Rodriguez. Then all of them were in combination pretty